Hello, I'm Eric Zarnikow. First, I wanted to thank the ICA for all the great work they do supporting the IC community and for their work around ICA Awareness Month. I'm talking to you today because my wife has IC and I'm part of her support network. So my wife, Barb, began having IC symptoms probably about 25 years ago, and it took her about 5 years to be diagnosed. At that time, there was not nearly as much information available about IC. The awareness generally was much less, so it took her quite a while to get diagnosed, and she really began to find hope when she found the ICA website and talked to people at the ICA. So when she found out that she had IC, what did she want? First of all, she wanted somebody to figure out what was wrong, so getting diagnosed was a major effort. And then what she wanted is somebody to fix it. She wanted a cure. She wanted to be done with IC. But eventually we realized that there is no easy fix, there is no cure. And unfortunately, she was going to have to learn how to manage her symptoms and try the different things and different techniques people have used to manage IC over time. She had a lot of pain, she had a lot of frequency, she tried the different IC ideas and treatments, she did the diet. I think for a long period of time she only ate chicken breasts and pears. She tried heating pads. Some people get relief with cool pads, ice packs. But it's very difficult. You know, you can have flares for no reason where you think you're following everything, but you're still in pain. One of the things that I found as, being on her journey with her was that, being a caring husband, it was hard to show that I cared. If I asked her how she was feeling, that wasn't helpful. I couldn't ask her, if I asked her 10 times a day how she was feeling, that wasn't helpful. And there's actually research that shows that people feel worse if they're asked how they feel. So I stopped asking. That was hard because I wanted to continue to show that I cared about her. So it doesn't mean I stopped caring. Over time, I learned more about what I can and can't do, and she learned more about what she can and can't do. Pain was always difficult. I would say, too, that one of the aspects of IC is that the pain is what they describe as emotional pain, and I'll tell you what that means to me. So, for example, we might be driving downtown. We live in the Chicago area. There's a lot of traffic. To go to a charity fundraiser or an event, she would need to go along the way and would be in traffic. It would be hard to get off somewhere and find a restroom, and she would be like, I'm never going anywhere again. We're never going to go to another event. We're never whatever. And then she would find a bathroom, she would get relief, and she'd be like, okay, let's go. So it was something that had very strong emotions to it, the pain. I would say, too, over time, we developed what I think of as coping strategies. Now, you might ask, what is a coping strategy? And what I found was when we would go to an event, whatever it was, a baseball game, a movie, a play, that if we had a middle seat somewhere, that would cause her a lot of anxiety. Am I going to have to get up? Am I going to have to climb over all these people? And that anxiety would actually exacerbate her frequency, so she would have to. And so the event wasn't very much fun for her. It was a very stressful thing. So over time, we figured out we get aisle seats. Wherever we go, whatever it is, we call and get aisle seats, or now more often you can pick them online. We did the same thing for airplane flights. We'd get an aisle seat, we'd try to get seats in the back near the restrooms, and figured out a coping strategy of when we got on the airplane, she would talk to a flight attendant and just say, I have IC, I have this bladder condition, I may have to get up when the fasten seatbelt light is on. I'm not trying to disobey the rules, but I really have to go. And we found flight attendants were very accommodating. They would be like, no problem. In fact, I'll go tell the other flight attendants about this so they know. We also figured out, there'd be times you were in traffic, whether in the city or out on the interstate, you'd be in construction, there was no place to go to get off. And over time, she taught herself how to pee in a disposable coffee cup. So we would carry coffee cups with lids. She could pee in the car while we were traveling. She'd put a blanket over her. And the good thing about being an IC patient is you don't actually pee a lot. So it wasn't a lot, and we'd put a napkin or a paper towel down in the cup, and the next time we stopped somewhere, we would throw it away. So that's what I think about as, coping strategies, figuring out how to live your life, do the things you want to do that are important to you while dealing with IC and reducing the anxiety and the pain of IC. The other coping strategy or other thing that we did was we got involved. So we went to different events that the ICA had. Ultimately, I went on the board of the ICA. My wife went on the board. We co-chaired the board for a period of time. I'm currently on the board of the ICA, and have been on the board on and off for about probably 20 years. And what we found is that helped give us some control of our lives. There was something proactive we could be doing to help other people manage IC and be a representative or be a voice for the millions of people that suffer with IC. So being involved in the board, we got involved in going to Capitol Hill walks, where we would go to Washington and go visit our representatives, our senators' offices, talk about IC, advocate for funding. And that has provided funding for awareness and also funding for research for IC that we know is very important to IC patients. We also have visited our elected officials at their local offices. We just call the office and say, we'd like to come and talk to your healthcare staffer, or sometimes they will advertise that they're having an open house, and you just go and you talk to your elected official and advocate for money to support IC research and IC awareness. My wife volunteered and did a number of media interviews. That was empowering too. There's not as much media with newspaper writers or health writers today as there was, but that was also very empowering for her, and she got out there with her message. She also actually ran a support group, and that was something that was giving back, helping other people manage IC. So as I wrap up, you're probably not watching this video unless you have IC, or you're somebody who's providing support to a loved one, a family member, a friend who has IC. So I just wanted to say thanks for watching. Please support the ICA so that we continue doing the great work in supporting the IC community and advocating on Capitol Hill. And really I wish you the best of luck with your IC journey.